Hello traders, I hope you're well. This is Mike Hamilton for Trade Easy Way. I also hope you're enjoying the summer. I had a really nice day here today. So I hope the weather was good where you are. Now, charts. We're looking at the Dow daily chart, and I actually think this is quite bullish, not bearish, because you had all these moves to the upside. Dips get bought, gets narrower, 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 narrower. A nice deeper dip gets bought. This dip has got bought. So okay, the downside is this is a distribution pattern, but I still think we could attack the upside as we get into towards the autumn, out of the summer and into the autumn. At which stage I would definitely want to look for a short. I would love if this market did run. I would love to get shorts up here, but we are getting a series of lower highs and lower lows, but we're just stuck in a range at this point here. So if this is a three-wave reversal pattern, and we can start closing above this fire line here at 17,780, 800, then we can go, at least for some sort of run. Now whether or not it's just a retest of these highs and we roll over, or if we can close above here, we need to wait and see. But don't write this market off just because we've had a typical slow summer. Okay, so obviously we've got non-farm payroll on Friday. We have Sugar Thursday tomorrow. Sugar Thursday for the pound, that is, because we've got an inflation report, a rate decision, and more importantly, a rate committee vote. Now, any shift in the 9-0 voting that we've seen up till now, that's kept these interest rates at historic lows for a prolonged period of times, any change on that, even if it's sort of 8-1, the consensus is we're going to get 7-2, but even if it's 8-1, we may get a decent shift up in the pound, but let's come to that in a minute. Would I trade this? Yeah, if you bought 450, saw 450 tomorrow, and it held, I would hold it into Friday, into non-farm payroll. All moving averages are above us, so we are struggling. And so, well done for that trader who did actually short the Dow. I think the problem you had with that short was because you're a Brit, it was late in the day and you didn't want to stake your screen. Fair enough. You moved to stop up close and got stopped out. So, but I think the idea was good. I think the trade was good. Perhaps maybe didn't get in quite high enough and didn't manage to stop in a way that could have kept you in. If you look at the 15-minute fibs, this is what I actually went long this. I got this slice of that action, and for some reason I decided, well, it's 61.8% fibs. The indicators were high and getting divergent, so I just left it. I got a small run, left it. Again, because I'm a Brit, didn't want to spend too much time on my screens, but later on it did send in a sell signal and push that back down. I think the reason why I talk about 450 is because yesterday we closed and we gapped down and we bought the gap. So I think this level here might get retested again tomorrow. And if it holds, push it back up. If you're a day trader, don't just buy that level there. Wait for a higher close in the 15-minute chart. So if we drop here, so it starts edging its way down. If it dips underneath but then closes above, then try and buy a pullback here, and then there's a stop under here, and see if you can ride it. That's just one trade idea. If you are a swing trader, stay away for now. Okay, other markets. Let's take a quick look at the S&Ps. So this is why I'm not bearish this market. The Dow has actually lagged out of the Nasdaq, S&Ps, and Dow. This is I've literally 5 minutes off the close, and we look as if we are engulfing the previous day's bar and holding the moving averages. The DAX, on the other hand, continues to push higher. Sorry about that. I don't know why that line keeps coming up. You can see how we held the 200. Got squeezed in here last week, but this week broke above it, and would look as if we're going to challenge these highs. Obviously, this is a tough area for the DAX, and if we can't close above that, then this could be a three-way move to the downside. But the problem is, don't get fixated about, don't picture a market rolling over. Just because we've seen selling doesn't mean to say this market's going to roll over. Wait for a signal. That's my message to you. Wait for a signal. Because if we close above 750, that opens the gates for a potential retest of the highs, and who knows beyond. Let's look at commodities first. This is oil. I'm actually long the oil. I'm long the oil because it's done a gap fill. If you look at this high on the March 19, we're sitting on that high. That's why I'm long. I got a 40-point move with a full position. I've gone back in on a pullback. So I went all in, all out for 40 points, and then I went back. Once it dropped on a pullback down to 45.20, I went in on a normal swing trade position for me, which is obviously smaller than a day trade position for me. So at the moment, I'm doing well out of this, and just looking to see if we can at least retest 49.50. Now, it's not actually a buy signal, but we have got some divergences here. New low in the markets, a higher low in the RSI, and the MACD is shallower than it was on this January and well, certainly the mid-January move. All right, so that's why I'm long the oil. Again, if you look at the 5 minute with the fibs, you'll see what I was doing. Invents today, so it doesn't matter what the invents were. It doesn't matter if they showed a drawdown and therefore higher demand or a build-up. It doesn't matter. Just ignore the invents and just see what the market does with it. Because the market leapt up to this level and dropped it to that, fill the gap. And this is where I started nibbling here. This is where I took my first lot off, and this is where I bought my second lot. So watch the fibs and watch the levels in the market. Okay, gold. I took I scalped gold for about a $4 move and got back in at the low. So I did the same with gold. I'm long gold on having scalped it as a day trader, and then took a position on a swing trade basis with a stop under this 1080. If you kept the stop under the session low, your stop would be 1083. Just looking for a bounce. Just looking for some weakness in the dollar to see if that can bounce back to that resistance level. divergence in this one as well. Some of the miners have done well on the back of this. Vedanta and what was the other one? Fresnillo have done well. They were even day tradable if you looked at them on intraday chart. This pound US dollar continues to base, and we've got this pattern. So we're holding that trend line with that resistance above. So tomorrow there's a big decision day on the pound, hence the reason why it's just hovering around that level there. And so we're going to get a decision, whichever. One of the ways you could handle this is just not to enter the market at all tomorrow. Get tomorrow out of the way and then buy a pullback. Otherwise, the decision is at 12 UK time, and then I think there's a press conference at 12:45. Press conference tends to be the one where the market waits for signals for potential hawkish or dovish comments. So don't get involved in too much whip, otherwise you could endanger your account. But expect a lot of volatility and stay away. I would suggest you stay away till at least 1 o'clock, at least. At 1:30 we've got weekly US jobs, so the market might even wait until we get that figure out of the way, particularly as it's non-farm payroll on Friday. Pound yen, really nice move. This is why have been so bullish the pound. That is a very, very nice chart pattern. It's just about filled the gap with the potential to break, so a pullback to about 375 would be a good level to get in. But again, be very careful, expect a lot of volatility, and if you're not sure about an entry, if you're not sure about how to handle that amount of volatility, then stay away, and at least until after 1 o'clock, after 1:30, 1:45, until most of the data for the day is out of the way and you can potentially see the direction of the market. Okay, this is Vedanta sitting on top of this support now. Divergence down there on the MACD, not a divergence on the RSI. If gold recovers, if the dollar gets a little soft and the gold can recover, then this looks as if it could get a push up. Actually, if I move that, and put that down at that key pivot, that gives you a clear idea about what they're doing with it. That's Vedanta, and this is Fresnillo. So 6:30 was key in Fresnillo, and the fact we can't close above the 20 EMA is still very bearish. So be careful, because the last time we had a pattern like this, we dropped from 673 to 620. When I buy this, I'd want at least a close above 655. For me, that will be confirmation that we'll at least get a push into 700 or £7. And let's look at one or two others. Yeah, I've been talking about this one, TJX in the US. I would leave this be for now, but just keep a very, very close eye on it, because, to be honest, I was bearish on this, but if we're closing higher, so we sell, get bought, a gap up, we sell, get bought, and we're waving up. This could break, but if we start closing below 69.50, then I'll then start to buy pullback, short pullbacks. Okay, and this is AA in the UK. Generally a low volume stock, but it is holding this support level. I would, if you're interested in this one, I would buy a pullback to this level here around about 367. Okay, we'll leave it there for now and see you at the next update.